I don't care what happens with my life right now. Yeah, this really stinks, not eating and being beaten and tortured. But you know what? I'm not looking at this physical realm. This is temporary. I'm looking for all eternity. I know that Jesus resurrected. I know I'm going to be resurrected and be with him forever. I have the hope of eternal glory with him. Church, we need to know the scriptures. Back to John 20. Here's where we start hitting kind of our challenge questions here. So everybody basically dips out from, the area there, from the tomb, except Mary. She sticks around. She's crying her eyes out. Let's look at verse 11. But Mary stood outside by the tomb. She's weeping. This defeated feeling, right? And as she wept, she stooped down and looked into the tomb. And she saw two angels in white sitting, one at the head and the other at the feet, where the body of Jesus had lain. Then they said to her, "Woman, why are you weeping?" Think about the angels. Think about it from the angels' perspective real quick. The angels are like, "Dude, what are you weeping for?" Like, Jesus just paid the penalty for all mankind, and he just raised from the dead. It's all done. What are you weeping for? Because the angels knew. They knew what was going down. But Mary, in her head, she's like, man, this man that I was clinging on to, that was giving me this life, he's gone. Now what am I going to do? Her faith was in the tangible. She said to them, back in verse 13, because they've taken away my Lord, and I don't know where they've laid him. It's interesting. I just continue to picture Mary. She was always with him. He's taken away. And then now her faith moves from tangible to the not seen. You ever felt that feeling? That defeated feeling? That weeping? Whatever you were really kind of clinging on to, whatever your hope was in, whether it's money, job, relationship, all of a sudden it's taken away. You ever had that happen? We had a little tiny taste of it when we came actually to start this church. We left Fort Lauderdale, and as I mentioned before, the way Calvary does it is great. They say, hey, you feel called to be a pastor? You feel called to plant a church? That sounds great, man. Like, we'll pray for you and go get a full-time job. Good luck, buddy. Start teaching the Bible. If people show up, well, maybe God's in it. And so here I am. I know the date's coming. It's a couple months. And they're going to kick me out of the house, out of the church down there, and say, good luck. And so I'm doing all in the manly thing. I'm getting on the computer and trying to find a job and coming into, all right, okay, here's my resume, here's crickets. No one's calling. I'm like, Pastor Bob, you want to let me hang out for a couple more months until I get a job? I didn't say that, but I wanted to say that. No one called. Here's the time, late February. Let's pack it up, dude. Let's go for it. See what happens. I was walking by faith. I didn't have a tangible job to come back here. Mind you, I got a family. I got a wife. I got kids to feed. Can you relate to that? Verse 14, now when she had said this, she turned around and she saw Jesus standing there and did not know that it was Jesus. Now why? Remember in verse 1, what did it say? It's still dark. Homegirl's crying her eyes out. So not only is it dark, but she's got that whole blurry thing going on, maybe a little mascara running into her eyes. Jesus said to her, verse 15, woman, listen, the question goes again. Why are you weeping? Whom are you seeking? So the angels and Jesus asked her, why are you weeping? She, supposing him to be the gardener, said to him, sir, if you've carried him away, tell me where you have laid him. I'll go take him away. Well, first of all, Mary, no, you won't. He's a grown man. If he's a dead body, and he's got all these spices and embalming and everything, you're not going to drag him. You're not going to do anything with it. Verse 16, Jesus said to her, Mary! And I can just picture that. Just his voice, something sparked in her. She turned and said to him, Rabboni! Which is to say, teacher. Verse 17, Jesus said to her, do not cling to me, for I have not yet ascended to my Father. But go to my brethren and say to them, I'm ascending to my Father and to your Father and to my God and your God. Pause there real quick. Underline that. Do not cling to me, but go. Again, this physical, this security blanket, if you will. I'm imagining she, in her heart, she's like, man, you got away from me once, no more. And she just does the clamp, you know? You know how the kids do that, where they just clamp on you, they just won't let you go. My kids do that to my leg. They just, you know. I just picture Jesus saying, hey, I haven't ascended to the Father. I have a whole nother way that you're going to be interacting with me. It's going to be by faith. Mary, don't cling to me. Don't cling to the physical presence, whatever that is that you're holding on to. Let me illustrate it to you this way. Again, search your heart, and I'll search my heart as to what I'm clinging to. Not walking by faith, but walking by sight. There was an amusement park down in Fort Lauderdale. When Denise and I first started hanging out, we'd go down to there, hop on the go-karts, play some games, bring some of the youth down there. You guys know that ride, and I think they have it at Worlds of Fun, but you get up really, really high in this harness, you know, and you're like kind of flying, and you're all the way up there. You guys know what I'm talking about? And then you like you kind of pull that thing, and then next thing you know, you go flying through the air. Some of you guys have done it. We would go there, and I'll admit to you, it was Denise and I. We'd go up, and it was really, really high, and we'd be just dangling, and she'd be like, dude, pull it. The guy's telling you to pull it. I'd be like, here I'm supposed to be this big tough, oh yeah, I'll pull it, you know. It's like, ah. She'd be like, goodness, and she'd reach across and she'd pull it, you know. Go flying. Well, that was it there. She had the faith. She was walking by faith, not by sight. I was stuck. You know, it's hard to let go of some things that you're holding on to. But can I tell you, man, when you let go, the ride is ridiculously cool. Not always easy. Whatever you're holding on to, man, walking by faith. Let go. Let God. Mary Magdalene came. Okay, so she was obedient. She told the disciples she had seen the Lord, that she'd spoken these things to her. Verse 19, then, the same day at evening, being the very first day of the week, again, it's Sunday here, when the doors were shut, I underline that in my Bible, they were shut where the disciples were assembled. Why? For fear of the Jews. Again, these Jews were saying, if you believe Jesus is the Messiah, we're going to kill you. They didn't want any of that. They're all huddled up. It's like the persecuted church today. We were just praying for them in our prayer time. Jesus came and he stood in the midst of them and he says, peace, man, shalom, peace be with you. And when he had said this, he showed them his hands and his side. Again, he's a physical body. He's shown them. Then the disciples were glad when they saw the Lord. So Jesus said to them again, peace to you, shalom. As the Father has sent me, I also send you. And when he had said this, he breathed on them. He said to them, receive the Holy Spirit. If you forgive the sins of any, they're forgiven them. If you retain the sins of any, they're retained. Pause there. A couple things as we wrap up here. Number one, and I want to ask you this, are you still caught in a Christian bubble for fear? You know, it can be daunting at times, and it can be really overwhelming. I'll give you an idea. My mom and I were on the way to a book fair in Sioux City, Iowa. I'm sorry.